ever had a crave for something? You just have to have this certain dish, this certain meal, and then you look in your refrigerator, you don't have half the ingredients, you check your pantry, you still don't have the ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna run to the store, I'm gonna stop on my way home and get what I need because I have to have this. I've been wanting it for so long. You go to the store and you're like, oh my God, I'm not paying this for whatever it is. Or even worse, the shelves are empty. We've all been there. So the first thing you need to do when you do get home, instead, don't order takeout. Grab a sheet pan, okay? Today, we're going to make sheet pan from what we have in the fridge and in the pantry. We're not going to worry about what's not in the store. We're not going to worry about the prices. We're not going to worry about the missing ingredients. I'm going to show you how to impart flavor and exactly what to do and have your dish come out amazingly delicious. First off, I said sheet tray, and that's what we're using. But a sheet tray is no more than a baking dish. I just love using, this is my Chef's Foundry baking dish. I love using it because it's non-stick, it's ceramic. I don't have to worry about any coating or anything like that. And ceramic heats up evenly, okay? So this is what I am referring to. It has a small rim on it. It's not a baking dish that has like a 2-inch rim on it, something like that, because when you do what we're getting ready to do today, to use that, it's going to more or less steam, and we don't want our food to steam. So you need a thin rimmed baking dish. Can be any kind. This is just my go-to, my favorite, okay? Again, this is a Chef's Foundry, and people are always asking me, what pot is that? What pan is that? Or what are you using? So I'll leave a link to this one in the description as well. In my fridge, I had this big giant sweet potato in my pantry, had red cabbage, had some smoked sausage, and I've always got onions around either in the garden or in my pantry, so that wasn't an issue. So we're getting ready to make an amazingly delicious dish using these ingredients. What I am doing now is basically just sharpening my knife, which actually has absolutely nothing to do with this dish. When you're slicing and dicing and things like that, make sure your knife is sharp. And when you do sharpen it, always wipe it off. Take something and wipe your knife down. That way you won't have any shreds, because when you're sharpening it, you have little shreds that come off of your knife. So you don't want to sharpen your knife and immediately use it with food, okay? So always make sure you wipe it off. Okay, so I just finished peeling my sweet potato. And this is a pretty big sweet potato. So I really only need the one. And you want to make sure that you cut something like potatoes or sweet potatoes up small enough that they aren't in really tiny pieces, but they're small enough to cook right along with the smoked sausage and the cabbage, okay? So as we go along, I am just tossing it on my sheet tray. So now I'm just gonna slice up my smoked sausage. You can do yours any way you want. I am just going for some rounds today, making it simple. And you can substitute your sausage. If you're making this exact, you can use turkey sausage. You can use whatever kind you want. Skinless, it just doesn't matter. It's up to you, your choice of protein. You can even swap it out. Seafood would be fine. Just keep in mind that if you are swapping it out, time-wise, these potatoes are going to take a little time to cook, even though they are cut small. They're still going to take a little time. Now, you see what I'm doing here? I'm putting this smoked sausage all through the potatoes. This is part of your flavor bomb right here because they're smoked, so they have that smoky element to it. And when that fat releases from the sausage, it's going to provide even more seasoning for the sweet potatoes. Now, I personally have to have onion with just about everything because I love it so much. I'm just going to take a few slices, cut them into half moons. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut these into quarters and then separate them throughout the pan. And now for our cabbage. Okay, I'm going to cut this part off just a little bit, but we are actually keeping the core on our cabbage, all right? My cabbage everything's been washed before I even started here today. So I'm just gonna cut this pretty much right down the middle. Set that aside, and now from here, we're just gonna cut some wedges. Leaving that core in there is going to help keep these wedges together. Okay, and now we're just gonna put these right in here. Set your wedges right in. Now this is where the magic happens. You want to drizzle olive oil all over it. That olive oil is going to help give those charred pieces nice and crispy. Make sure you get it on your cabbage, okay? And now it's time for us to add our seasoning. The key to getting that magic flavor when you're cooking random ingredients all together is your seasoning. You don't need 1,000 seasonings, you need one good seasoning. And that's why I'm getting ready to use my Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. It's low sodium, but if you don't want any salt at all, you can grab the no salt. And if you want a little kick in yours, a little spice, either use some red pepper flakes or grab my fiery hot, okay? So we're gonna get this seasoned because that's going to provide that blending of the flavors that we need when we cook with random ingredients. Make sure you season generously. Make sure your oven is preheated to 375 degrees, and this is what it should look like going into the oven, all right? Ooh, oh my goodness, this smells amazingly delicious. It is hot. I need you all to see this. Oh my goodness, make sure I got a good grip. Look at that, look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh my goodness. Ooh, it smells divine. Random ingredients, that's what I had left in my refrigerator, okay? In my pantry. You don't need to go and have takeout all the time. We can have something nice and healthy. We have cabbage and sweet potatoes and smoked sausage. Nothing's really that bad in here. Maybe the smoked sausage, but okay. I'm not a vegetarian, all right? We've got to do our taste test. My God, if you guys could smell this, the Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning that I put in here, delicious. My husband doesn't care for heat, or I would have put the fiery hot in here, okay? If you don't need any salt at all, my no salt is so flavorful, guys. You know, a lot of times you have something and if you don't have that hint of salt, you can't get the flavor out. Just saying. So we're gonna taste this. I need to grab a little bit of everything. Give me some cabbage, potato. Oh, the potatoes are so tender. Oh my goodness, they are breaking up as I am trying to pick it up. Isn't that wonderful? And a piece of sausage, and it's just out the oven, so I know it's hot. Ooh, let me know in the comments if you ever have random stuff, and not necessarily leftovers, but just random items in your refrigerator. You're like, what in the world can I do with it? Sheet pan, sheet pan, sheet pan. There is nothing stuck to this sheet pan. I'll simply put a little soap and water on it, wash, dry, and put it away. You don't have to worry about that, but like I said, you don't want to use a thick baking dish like a 9 by 10 glass baking dish or something like that that has the 2-inch rim, because you won't get the nice little charred pieces that are on here. You will get everything will be steamed and a little bit more mushy. Now, if you like that in your meal, have at it by all means. You know, my recipes and things are flexible. I say switch ingredients out. It's all more about the technique and the process is what I'm normally trying to teach. And the recipe is the second hand. If you want this exact recipe, it'll be on my website, pamspreps.com, along with the seasonings. Y'all, this is too good. My goodness, my goodness. All the flavors. Now, if you don't want to use smoked sausage, I would suggest maybe smoked turkey, because the smokiness blend through everything. This dish is absolutely 100% amazing. Thank you you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And if you want some behind the scenes videos and things with me, consider joining Pam's Pantry. I would love to see you there. And this is Pam's Way. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.